Welcome everybody and happy Friday. I'll get my screen adjusted here while you guys find the chat and say hi. You guys can finally put a face to Callie's name, Callie aka Callista, who's been supporting you all in the Facebook group along with Tiana and Katie. So if you guys are live with us on Facebook, go ahead and say hi. All right, hellos are rolling in. Callie, I don't know if you have the Facebook live stream pulled up. You do. All right, cool. So we've got Cece, Charlene, Kadena, Lucy, Linda, Mimi. Awesome. Hi, everybody. Kadena, Clara, Christina, Allison, Denise. Happy Friday. Nick, Diane, Kristen, John. We got a little bit of male energy coming in. Mary Ann, Pam, Sue, Margaret, Ronnie. Awesome. Consuelo, Mary, Christina, Crystal. Hi, everybody. Awesome. We got a good sized group of you guys. You guys ready for day 5? How have you guys been enjoying the challenge so far this week? We'll hang out for just a couple minutes while we wait for everybody to find us. And since you guys haven't officially met Callie yet, I'll let Callie do a little introduction while I fill up my water bottle here.
Hi, everyone. I am Callista Shamas. I'd love it if you called me Callie. I am the lead functional nutritionist here. I mean, of course, outside of Mallory. Mallory's our tried and true most amazing leader, but of her 3 functional nutritionists, I'm the lead of it. I am so honored to be here with all of you. And I'm also out in California. I've got a 2.5-year-old precious son. We are just so passionate about what we do because we know that this is a diet and lifestyle disease. And it's not, sure, you can have some genetic predisposition, but it's passed down by what's on the table. And we just keep learning the same thing that's on the table, from our loved ones who came prior, and we want to end that. A lot of us come here, and our why is we saw our loved ones suffer through this disease that is completely manageable, even reversible. We can put it in remission. And that's why we're here today, to show up for you and to show you and guide you and lead you towards that path of better health. And I should be quiet because I could talk for hours here. And we're just so honored and excited to have each of you here. Thanks for trusting us. Thanks for showing up with Mallory and giving us a try. And we know there are a lot of gimmicky programs out there, and this ain't it. We are the real deal. We are not trying to sell you special products or things. We really want to show you through real food, diet, lifestyle. You can take a diagnosis and put it into remission. I'm just so honored to be here and excited.
So good, Callie. Thank you. Yeah, like Callie said, this is a totally repairable, reversible disease. This is rooted in diet and lifestyle. There's not a single pill or injection or even a natural supplement that can do this for you. But what we hope is that what we taught you this week, you guys got to see those numbers firsthand, and your numbers don't lie. And what we really wanted to prove to you is that this works when everything else you may have tried didn't. And we don't expect anybody to trust us blindly. That's really important to us. We want you to see for yourself what works and what doesn't. That was the contrast we wanted to show you day 1 versus day 2 and the remaining days of the challenge. We wanted to show you in day 1 that by following the mainstream guidelines that your doctor, dietitian, the American Diabetes Association, those guidelines are keeping people stuck. They're keeping people dependent on medication. It's no wonder that what the most common thing that happens is people are prescribed one medication. A few months later, their A1C climbs up. They are prescribed more, another medication, a third, a fourth, a fifth. Where does it end? So that's why people think type 2 diabetes is irreversible, is because most people are not reversing it because they're following these outdated mainstream guidelines that are not getting to the root of the issue. So we hope that what we shared with you guys this week resonated. We know that thousands of you guys were actually celebrating your blood sugar readings by day 2, which was our promise, that if you followed our guidelines, you could be celebrating your blood sugar readings by day 2 with as few as 2 finger pricks a day. So we are so happy to have you here. We made it through the week. It is now day 5. And we're 6 minutes after the hour, so I think we can go ahead and dive into our day 5 training. And we're going to kind of go over the symptom questionnaire that you guys took for day 4, which was just a little short and sweet 2-minute symptom questionnaire. If you didn't take it yet, you can take it later. No big deal. It's really for your own records. But it's basically ranking your symptoms, all the symptoms that we talked about yesterday, on a scale of 1 to 5. And what's really cool about those symptoms is that almost all of them are also reversible. So a lot of you guys might be struggling with weight in the midsection, peripheral neuropathy, your vision is going blurry. You know, diabetes can affect the eyes. And so a lot of that is repairable. Okay, and those of you who are saying you can't hear, I think that's probably you don't have the volume up on the device you're listening on, or a good internet connection. So make sure you all have a good internet connection and come back or join us on another device. All right. So day 5, let's talk about those symptom questionnaire and talk about your next big goals, because now you guys know what's possible for you. Now that you guys actually have wrapped your head around insulin and insulin resistance and how it's a spectrum that goes both ways, just because you're severely insulin resistant right now does not mean we can't get you to a place where you are insulin sensitive, which is the one and only goal. And hopefully that's a buzzword you all will remember for the rest of your lives, that your goal is to become insulin sensitive. And you can do this. So here's what we learned this week. We learned how to test our blood sugar in a way that actually tells you how the foods you eat impact your blood sugar. So no more guessing, you guys. When you only test after meals, 2 hours after meals, you've totally missed the mark. You have no idea how that meal impacted your blood sugar. So the only way to test your blood sugar, to actually know how a specific food or a specific meal impacts your blood sugar, is to test right before your first bite, and then again 60 to 90 minutes later, and we're looking for the peak. If you wait until 2 hours later, your blood sugar's already coming back down. You missed the mark, and you have no idea how much that meal spiked you. We also learned this week that you can eat big meals without big blood sugar spikes. That's actually what we really want you to do, is to fill up at meal times, because everything we taught you this week, it all comes back to harnessing the power of insulin. And remember, every time we eat, our insulin levels rise. High insulin causes insulin resistance, and it blocks our ability to burn fat. So we want to keep our insulin levels as low as possible, as often as possible. Grazing all day long, doing a meal and a snack and a meal and a snack and a meal and a snack, is doing a huge disservice for your insulin resistance. It's keeping your insulin levels elevated all of your waking hours. And not only that, but we taught you that if you follow our guidelines, you can actually eat a nice big meal that will not spike your blood sugar. You will easily stay within that 30-point threshold. And I see Mary just shared that her lunch only raised her blood sugar 15 points. And Mary, we don't even use the word spike for that. If it's under 30 points, we say that's a blood sugar friendly meal. That's awesome. And if you do that consistently, you will be so happy with your next A1C. When we cross that 30-point threshold, now we're talking about a blood sugar spike, right? And that happens when you eat foods like oatmeal and quinoa bowls and rice and beans instead of meat, right? Cool. We also learned this week why medications are not a real solution. We talked about that on day 3. Your day 3 assignment was to Google your medications to determine whether or not they are making your pancreas release more insulin. And what a lot of you guys learned is that most diabetes drugs do. They increase the insulin levels in your body, even if you're not on insulin injections. And we learned this week that type 2 diabetes is a disease of hyperinsulinemia, high insulin levels. We've got to get your insulin levels down to reverse this. Any medication that is increasing your insulin levels, it'll work to bring your blood sugar down, just like someone who drinks a lot of alcohol. Increasing their alcohol intake, once they've built up a resistance or a tolerance, will get them that buzz again. But that's not the solution. It's throwing gasoline on the fire. So what we really want to do is bring your insulin levels down, and not rely on medications that are just throwing gasoline on the fire and raising them up even higher. I will say my little disclaimer here, which is we don't want you guys stopping medications prematurely. We want you guys watching, monitoring your numbers. And if you do what we're teaching you this week, your blood sugar will come down to a point where you don't need the medications anymore. And at that point, you need to have a discussion with your doctor, and your doctor will help you get off of your medications. Because your numbers don't lie, and doctors are going to make their decisions off of data. We also learn how to harness the power of low insulin to reverse type 2 diabetes. So again, just in review, it's the chronically high insulin levels that are causing insulin resistance to begin with, and we can reverse it by getting your insulin levels down. Go back to day 4 if you haven't. Watch day 4 replay where I share the alcohol analogy that I just referred to. It's a really good analogy about insulin resistance versus sensitivity, and how you can build up an insulin resistance, but you can also become insulin sensitive. Just like someone can build up a tolerance or a resistance to alcohol if they drink every day of the week. You know, eventually 5 drinks, it's going to lose its effects. Now they need 7 to get the same buzz. It's same thing, same story can be told of insulin. Callie, is there anything you want to add before I go to the next slide?
No, I think I want to really add is that as we obviously we're gonna extend our paid offer that's coming up. I just want in the forefront of everyone's mind to be their why. Why did you show up here? What's not working? What could improve? How could this change your life? That's all I want. Why right up here in the forefront of our mind as Mallory goes through all of this.
Good point, Callie. Actually, I should have mentioned that from the very beginning. Yes, we're going through your results. And we're going over what we learned this week, but also, you guys, we have an opportunity for you to join us, because this was just a 5-day challenge. Think about how much we covered in the last 5 days. If you want, we've had a lot of you guys have been reaching out asking, how can I continue working with you? How can I continue getting this level of support? We're going to share that today. So as soon as I'm done going through review, we're going to go over the Type 2 Transformation Program, which is a 12-week online course, much like what we've been doing this week, but oh boy, we have a lot more where that came from. So, okay, so just remember, anything that raises our blood sugar raises our insulin levels, okay? So anything that raises our blood sugar, and food is not the only culprit. Food is the one that's most within our control. Okay, we can control what we eat. We can't always control our stress levels. It's hard to control how well we sleep sometimes. Maybe you're put on a medication, like a steroid medication that spikes your blood sugar, or you get sick, you get a virus, you get an infection, you get ill. All those things will raise your blood sugar. And anything that raises our blood sugar raises our insulin levels. Okay, now we are in the symptom questionnaire. And one thing I asked was, how long ago were you first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes? Guys, prediabetes is literally just, it's the same thing. It's just a less progressed version. It's just your A1C is between 5.7 and 6.5. And then after you cross the threshold of 6.5, you're officially type 2. But prediabetes is a diagnosis that should be taken just as seriously and treated the exact same way. Same root cause, same exact solution. So a whopping 30% of you guys had type 2 diabetes or prediabetes put on your radar over a decade ago. That is a really stinking long time to deal with a perfectly repairable disease. And another 25% of you less than a year. But look at this. I mean, if you add it up, another 20% of you 5 to 10 years. So guys, about 50% of you have been dealing with this for 15 years or longer, or 5 years or longer. That's a really, really long time. And then we asked how many medications are you taking for diabetes? And 35% of you are taking 2 or more medications. Guys, this is not uncommon. And it's exactly what we talked about. You're prescribed one medication, but you do nothing to address the actual root cause. There's not a single injection or pill on the market, and not a single supplement on the market that is going to make you inherently insulin sensitive, which is the only goal here. So just keep in mind, the reason that we have to keep piling on more and more prescriptions is because we're not addressing the root of the issue. When you address the root of the issue, you can actually wean yourself off the medications. And as Callie would say, become post-diabetic. You put diabetes in remission. It's a thing of the past. No more medications, no more diabetes. It's a beautiful thing. So, just so you know, most of our members join our program on one or more diabetes medications. It's not uncommon. Almost everybody starts the program on metformin and other medications. So, you're not alone if you're in that situation. Difficulty losing weight on a scale of 1 to 5. 53% of you gave it a 5, that you have difficulty losing weight. Another 17% gave it a 4 out of 5. So, guys, we're looking at about 75% of you raised your hand and say, yep, I have weight loss resistance. It's really hard for me to lose even just 10 pounds, and you might have 50, 60, 100 plus pounds to lose, right? And I asked that question on one of my trainings this week, and a lot of you guys said yes in the chat that you were struggling with that. Again, all comes back to insulin. We talked all about insulin being like a bodyguard. It blocks our ability to burn fat. And those of you like Teresa sharing in the chat right now have lost weight this week. It's because we've gotten your insulin levels down. You're starting to tap into fat. You can burn off some of that excess energy in your body. Again, on a scale of 1 to 5, we asked you, do you have a tendency to carry your weight right in the midsection, that belly fat? 74% of you gave that a 5 out of 5. Yes. So this is really common, and it's something we see a lot. Kelly, I'm sure you see on our Zoom calls, our members saying, my pants, the scale's not moving all that much, but man, my pants are loose. My waist is smaller. So we see that definitely all the time. Yeah, I see a lot of you guys sharing your weight loss this week. That's so cool. That's exciting, you guys. Definitely motivating that you can get results so quickly. Trouble sleeping. This includes waking up to use the restroom. Again, we're looking at 56% of you guys gave that a 4 or a 5 out of 5. And we see that improve a lot when you regulate your blood sugar. You're going to have, not only are you going to not have that urgency to have to use the restroom all the time because you're so thirsty trying to dilute all the sugar in your body, but also people just tend to have better sleep and more sustained energy levels throughout the day. Low energy, fatigue, and brain fog. Guys, 75% of you said it's not optimal. Not optimal. 75% of you guys said, nope, I wish I had more energy. I feel fatigued. I'm struggling with brain fog. I'm not where I want to be in that regard.
I think, Mallory, a lot of people, this becomes their new normal. And we've also normalized this. We say, oh, you get older, you're supposed to have leg cramps. Oh, you get older, your neuropathy is just going to come. Oh, you get older, your waistline's going to increase. Y'all, there's a big difference between common and normal. It may be common to have these symptoms, to look this way. It's not normal, and it doesn't have to be your normal. And that's why we're here, is to show you there is a whole beautiful Snow White world where you can sing with the birds and gallop with the deer that you didn't even know was possible. We have members who are hiking now and never thought they could hike up mountains before. We've got John in the chat. He's 77 years old. He weighs what he weighed like 40 years ago, mowing an acre or more of his land, strength training 4 days a week. Like, he never thought that was possible. So I just want to really stress, common and normal are two very different things. And we want optimal for you. Yes. It's your God-given right. You deserve it.
Absolutely. Preach, Callie. Actually, we shared John's story yesterday in the day 4. And we have before and after pictures of John too. So go back to day 4 if you missed it. We have awesome, look, he's reverse aging, you guys. And we see that all the time. We have women going, I weigh less than I weighed on my wedding day. My wedding ring's falling off my finger. I feel better than I have in 30 years. This is not uncommon. Callie, so that I'm not doing all the talking, and Callie knows Laura very well also. Do you want to speak to Laura's story a little bit, who's here on my screen?
Absolutely. I mean, just look at her face alone. Just look at the inflammation that is lost just from her face. Laura joined us, I think she's coming on about a year. I think she joined us October of the 5-day challenge of last year.
Probably so.
Yeah, I'm glad you added the 5.2 now, Mallory, because she got down to a 5.6, 5.8, but now she's at a 5.2 and she is steady. Laura was plant-based for 20 years. She was green juicing. She was the quinoa girl, lots of vegetables. She has a whole garden. She grows all of her own food. She was in a knee scooter, diagnosed with RA, fatty liver disease. You name it, there wasn't a symptom, there wasn't something chronic that she wasn't dealing with. It was really rough. And she wasn't a plant-based person eating processed foods. She was a plant-based, whole foods, kind of what another program promotes, whole foods, plant-based, and she was in the trenches. And really, really scared of eating meat, really worried about it, hadn't done it in 20 years, started with fish and seafood. She lives in Florida. Bless her, Laura. We're praying for all of you guys out there that you stay safe. She started with fish and seafood. She was like, wow, I'm feeling better than ever. Started to slowly integrate poultry. Now she's a steak girl. She can't even believe it. She's now has her certification because she was in a knee scooter. She couldn't even move. When she got her blood done, there's no more signs of RA. RA is in remission.
Rheumatoid arthritis, for those of you who don't know. Rheumatoid arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
In
I'm
remission.
sorry. Joint pain, no signs, no antibodies, no inflammatory markers, gone. Her fatty liver, reversed. She is post-diabetic, as we like to say, 5.2. Off her knee scooter. She is now a yoga drumming teacher, and she's always been working in the kind of healthcare world. She was a licensed massage therapist, thinking she was healthy, but it wasn't working for her. All of the carbohydrates, it doesn't even matter if it's not straight sugar. Your body views it as sugar. Your body views it as inflammatory. And she was having chronically high glucose and therefore insulin levels. And look at her. I mean, this is also a photo from 6 months. I bet she looks even more transformed, but gosh, Laura's the best. We love her.
We love Laura. She's such a ray of light in our program. And yeah, I mean, her results speak for themselves, you guys. She started with an A1C of 10.4 down to 8.4 when she joined us. So it's still really high. Guys, down to a 5.2. She feels and looks amazing. So we talked about inflammation too. Her inflammation is almost gone, basically gone. I mean, to go from being in a knee scooter, huge.
Yeah, she does yoga at 5 a.m. She'll let you know that every single day, an hour yoga. And she has a walking pad in her house now. She's like, I never thought I'd walk again.
Wow.
This is a real transformation. And this is not through a gimmicky product, not through you have to take these supplements and herb, nothing. This is called learn how to eat, when to eat, in what quantity to eat, what to eat, and your whole life can become transformed. It truly is that simple.
It really all comes back to insulin, you guys. Once you understand insulin, harness the power of low insulin, you've cracked the diabetes code, you've cracked the inflammation code, like so much of it that goes along with it. So, and we know we want to share these real life success stories because we know you guys in the audience are not only dealing with high blood sugar. These are not isolated issues. It's super common to have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, inflammation, all kinds of
fatty
liver, all these things go along with it.
Chronic kidney disease. We have so many people with CKD and they reverse it. They put it into remission as well.
Yeah. So we're going to share a couple more today. This is our sweet Pat, who's been with us the longest. Pat joined this program when I first started it like 3.5 years ago or 3 years ago. So she was one of my early on clients, and we just love Pat. She was diagnosed with diabetes. When I met her, she had been diagnosed 29 years ago. And she had been on, over the years, it's an insane amount of medications. And she was on a lot of medications when we met. Her blood sugar was uncontrolled. She said she was, she was, I think, 50 or 60 pounds over the weight she felt comfortable at and just couldn't lose it. She was on insulin injections. So she had been dealing with this for 29 years, you guys. And if you look underneath her photo, what I wrote there, this is where Pat's at now. She has maintained, over the last few years, she's maintained an A1C between 5.6 and 5.9. Knocked it absolutely out of the park. And she's maintained over 50 pounds of weight loss. Maintained
65.
it.
65 now.
This is outdated. This is an old post. Don't even pay attention. This is old. I wrote this out a long time ago. Pat today has lost 65 pounds.
Yeah, she is.
Wow.
She is the weight she said she was when she was in her early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Wow.
And she is right now a 5.6. She is right now, and she has dealt with a lot of health things not related to this, just extra stressors that show up, and she still maintains a 5.6 right now.
Right. And Pat's someone who has dealt with lots of comorbidities, you guys. So just
Yes.
like a lot of you in the audience here who are saying, you know, will this work for me? I have all these other health issues. Pat's in the same boat. You know, so yes, we can help you. She was on GERD medications. You read this. She was on 3 blood pressure medications, had heartburn. She was on GERD medications, cholesterol medications, and on multiple diabetes drugs. She was able to drop 5 medications since she's joined our program. Not only dropped 5 medications, but 65 pounds and feels amazing.
Can I share about insulin too for her?
Yeah.
Her base dose of insulin was 148 units, and that doesn't a day, 148 units a day. And that did not include that sometimes she would have to dose a little extra for certain meals. She shared with us that at times she'd get up to 180 units of insulin. Now she has a pump that will turn off constantly, and she maxes out. I think it's around 20 units.
Wow.
So she went from over around 180 to 20 units. That's life-changing.
Life-changing.
And insulin.
And it explains, you guys, the connection with insulin and weight loss. It just furthers our point and validation. Guys, doctors know a well-known side effect of prescribing insulin injections is weight gain. We have a lot of nurses in the audience. We have nurses who join our program and they say, I can't believe we didn't put that. We know that, but we don't think about the fact that it doesn't matter if the insulin's coming from your pancreas or an injection. The outcome is the same. It drives up insulin resistance and it causes weight gain. So this is why Pat was able to lose 65 pounds. We've dropped her insulin so significantly. And it doesn't matter if you're on insulin injections. If you have type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, your insulin levels are high, period. These are diseases of hyperinsulinemia, high insulin levels. We can get them down, get your pancreas to calm the heck down, stop pumping out so much insulin, and you'll be able to lose weight too. Even if losing 10 pounds feels impossible right now, because it did for Pat. Here's another one I would love for Callie to speak to, which is Lisa. And you can see her before and after picture with her smiling family members going on hikes and enjoying life in ways that she didn't feel was possible before joining the program.
Yeah, this is actually who I was referring to, Lisa, who she lives in Oregon and she hiked a huge mountain with her children that she never thought was possible. When she was in our program, and I hear people saying here, what if I'm traveling during the program? Mm-hmm. This program, because it's not a gimmicky thing where you have to eat a certain shake that you have to bring with you or things like that, you can make it work everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yo, we're humans. We go to restaurants, we travel, we make it work wherever we are. And Lisa had traveled a bunch during our program. She was hosting an Italian exchange student making pasta from scratch in her home. And, she cut all of those cravings that she had for those really starchy, carby carbs that are so addictive for a reason. And yeah, she's lost 70 pounds. She said she could have never ever hiked before this. Now she is tackling everything. She's going to the gym now consistently. She never thought she'd be able to do that and work out. And she has young school-age children that she needs to show up for. And that's where this why comes in. If not even for yourself, but you deeply deserve this. Do you have grandchildren that you want to be able to run around with and play with? Do you have children of your own that you want to show up for in your best way? Everything shifted for me when I became a mother. And you don't even live for yourself. You live for your children. And of course, when the grandchildren come, if I'm blessed enough for one day too, I don't want to miss a moment. I have goosebumps and I get emotional just thinking about it. you know, and you deserve to not miss a moment because this is 100% reversible. And I know people in the chat say, well, my doctor says it isn't. How is John at a 5.4 then from a 12.3? How is Laura at an 8.4 to a 5.2? I mean, and guys, these are just drops in the bucket of all of our members. We're at almost a 400 current members right now who have such similar testimonies. I don't know if you all saw, but I dropped 2 testimonies in our 5-day challenge Facebook group. There are close to probably like 300 that I was trying to pick and choose from. It was so hard because this works. It's not a gimmick. It is the game of insulin, and we want to show you how to manage that game of insulin.
Thank you. Yeah. And you guys, like Callie said, these are just a fraction of our success stories. I'm kind of lazy about putting these together. Guys, we get these kind of stories every single week. Every single week we have members sharing things like this in our Facebook group. So we just really want you guys to know that it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter if you were diagnosed 3 months ago, 3 years ago, or like Pat, 3 decades ago. It does not matter. Insulin resistance is a spectrum. It's reversible. You can go from severely insulin resistant to very insulin sensitive. Yeah, Tiana just said testimonials are rolling in weekly. We've got Tiana in the chat, you guys. Tiana's one of our coaches, one of our functional nutritionists. She's been supporting you all week in the Facebook group, but I just want to give her a shout out in case you guys don't recognize her name. And we've also got Bob and John, and we've got Claudia and a few of our other members also in the chat sharing their stories. So, oh, here's the rest of Lisa's story, who's in this photo here. And so, gosh, again, this is outdated. At the point in that picture was taken, you can see I underlined here, she was officially down 63 pounds. She's down a lot more than that at this point. Her A1C came down to a 6.1, which is beautiful progress. I think it's probably lower now. But look, I mean, she's out there hiking with her family and enjoying life. I mean, her quality of life is just so greatly improved, and she looks so happy and, you know, just feels a lot better. Okay, so now I want to switch gears a little bit, and I want you guys to stop and reflect and do a little self-inquiry. And maybe you guys share in the chat with us some of your answers here. So I want you guys to seriously stop and think, how long have you been struggling with this? How long, even if you didn't get the diagnosis, how long do you suspect you've been dealing with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, low energy, inflammation, not feeling your best, brain fog, you know, whatever else comes along with it, wacky cholesterol levels, high blood pressure, some of the symptoms that we've been talking about, weight gain, you know, wanting to lose weight, that's all related to insulin and insulin resistance, you guys. So you guys are sharing in the chat, 20 years, my whole life, Alicia says. Teresa says 26 years. You guys, that's a long time. And even Mike, who says 3 years. I mean, that's a long time to not feel well. So how long have you guys been struggling with this? How is this affecting your life? Callie just spoke really beautifully to this. How is this affecting your life? I mean, what is your why?
Go ahead, Mal.
No, go.
I want to also say that we have a huge amount of members too who are just pre-diabetic. They're not on any medications. They're just starting out. They're probably at like a 6.4 or lower, even 5.9, 6.1. Y'all, you nip it in the bud now. You do not want this to become a fully expressed disease in your body because it's all downhill from there if you don't do anything about it. I think a lot of times we speak to people who've been really suffering for, you know, decades and multiple years. You may have just gotten the diagnosis a month or 2 ago and you're on the hunt for how do I manage this now? Bless you for doing that. Nip it now. Don't let this take over. Don't let this damage parts of your body that sometimes are irreversible. Don't let it take a hold and start, you know, sucking out the quality of your life. You deserve to have your best health. So I'm really excited for anyone who's also in that pre-diabetes phase, because
Mhm.
you're going to stop it now in its tracks before it escalates, which is so powerful.
Oh man, I mean the amount of people and doctors that take pre-diabetes so casually, they treat it like it's not a diagnosis. The name is very misleading. It's a misnomer, you guys. Pre-diabetes is a diagnosis. Do not treat it casually. It is type 2 diabetes. It's just a slightly less progressed version. By the time your A1C crosses the threshold over 5.6, once you're at 5.7 or higher, you've been developing insulin resistance for a very long time. So that diagnosis is a late stage. The A1C happens later. So that's why so many people are walking around wondering why they don't feel well, why they're overweight, but their A1C is in the normal range. By the time you cross that threshold, it's become a real problem. So how is this affecting your life? I see so many of you guys sharing in the chat. You want to be home for you and available to your grandkids and play with your grandkids. You want to live a long, healthy life. And you know, this is affecting like it did with Laura, like it did with so many of our members. And I see Callie, you just tagged a bunch of our members who are here live with us today. So you guys can, those are the names in the chat right now of members of our clients that we're working with right now. We've got John Sarto, Elaine Bernard, Claudia, Bob, we've got Brandon. All of these guys are in the chat right now sharing their stories with you guys. What are your health goals? We don't want you to play small anymore, you guys. It's not just about getting your A1C in a certain range. It's not just about getting your blood sugar in a certain range. Maybe you want to get off some of these medications because they're causing you really uncomfortable side effects, like metformin's causing you to have to run to the bathroom all day long. Maybe you're getting muscle cramps and spasms and you just hate taking the pharmaceuticals because you know they're not a real solution. Maybe you want more energy and less inflammation so you can get up and down off the ground after playing with your toddler grandchildren. Maybe you do want weight loss. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure carrying around a lot of extra weight makes life a little uncomfortable at times and makes it a little painful. So what are your guys' health goals? You guys know not to play small. You can achieve an A1C completely out of the danger zone. You can lose weight. It doesn't matter how long this has been going on. You can get your blood pressure down, your inflammation down. You can start sleeping better, have better energy, reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke, reduce your risk of heart disease. I know that's a big worry for a lot of people. And the truth is that the number one risk factors, the two top risk factors for heart disease, okay, are having type 2 diabetes, okay, having insulin resistance, and having a poor triglyceride to HDL ratio. Hi, Robin. I love that you're here again. Robin is a graduate of our program. Read Robin's story she just shared with you in the chat. It's incredible. She's down to a 5.6, 5.7. She's maintained that. And I only see Robin ever so often. She pops into this 5-day challenge. So I have to give her a shout out.
Valerie, can I quickly read what Robin wrote?
Yes,
it's
please.
so good.
I love Robin.
This program is tried and true, so much so that my endocrinologist released me as a patient this year. Before the type 2 transformation, my A1C was 11.5, y'all. Almost 3 years later, I've continued to maintain the A1C between 5.6 and 5.7. I'm forever grateful. Goosebumps.
I know.
Grateful to Valerie for changing my life.
Oh,
I mean, this is the real deal. This is like life changing. It's why it's called the Type 2 Transformation Program. Amazing, Robin.
It's so great. And that's what's so cool, you guys. We don't see people just, this is not a quick fix. We don't just get people to drop 20 pounds and then they just gain it all back, right? We don't just get their A1C down for 3 months and then it goes back up. This is like the real deal, you guys. We're teaching you the tools and the skills and the education so that you can take our guidelines and run. We're not trying to have clients for life. Robin, I haven't actually checked in with Robin like officially. She hasn't been a client of mine in years. But look at her. She's showing up today, sharing her story. She has maintained these results for 3 years now. It's amazing. So you guys know you don't have to play small. Think about your health goals and own them. And think about also, how has our guidance this week made a difference? How is it different doing this with some hand holding and support and getting answers to your questions? Because we had the best, it was on your Zoom call this week, Callie. We had the best compliment from one of our members in the type 2 transformation program. She said, look, I can find all the information in the program on the internet. I was familiar with low carb. I was familiar with all these things. She said, I never would have gotten these results if I didn't have the support, the accountability, the hand holding, had Zoom calls available, the coach for nutritionists available at my fingertips to check in with and ask questions. Do you remember that conversation?
It was Cappy. It was our girl Cappy out in Georgia. We love Cappy. Yeah, she said, look, even doctors are writing these books. Some doctors, functional doctors who actually get it, right? There's a whole host of them talking about the same stuff we're talking about. What sets us apart is this, the support. You're going to have over 400 fellow members on the same journey as you in a Facebook group that you can go to anytime. We'll get into this in more details, but we have 5-day-a-week Zoom calls with one of the functional nutritionists every single day at a variety of times, morning, midday, evening even. If you have paid work you got to go to and you have an evening call, you can actually attend. And we live stream them all. And we write a synopsis about all those calls when you miss it. I mean, the amount of hand holding in this program is unreal. And I'm going to tell you, I work one-on-one. Yes, I do this. I work with Mallory, of course, and I love this. But I have my own business as well. And the cost of this program we're going to share with you, I could not even charge that little. Like and there's more opportunity for one-on-one support. You can get one-on-one support every single day in this program, in the Facebook group or on the Zooms. It's unreal. It's like a steal. I mean, it's crazy. And Mallory's never raised her prices in like 3 years. Never. Yeah. Stays the same.
Guys,
and all these things have happened. And you've stayed. You're like, you know what? This is the fair price. It's staying here and that's it. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm blown away with the program. It's such an honor to do this work. And it's powerful. I can't think of anything else more powerful, more impactful on our health and managing insulin and reversing insulin resistance.
Yeah. I mean, the strategies work and then the level of support you get. Guys, we're going to tell you all about it, but it is insane. 5 days a week Zoom calls and 4 functional nutritionists and a really awesome community of members at your fingertips 24/7. To celebrate you, answer your questions, pick you up when you're feeling down, all of it. So what we want to share with you guys is that there's more to it than carbohydrate restriction. That's a big piece, okay? That's why we covered day 1, or actually was it day 2, the macronutrients. We really wanted you guys to understand that the 3 macronutrients, protein, fat, and carbs, play a big role in our blood sugar, but it's not the whole story. It is how we got you guys big results by day 2, right? But it's not the whole picture. There's a lot more to insulin resistance. It's a complex issue, and we want you to know there's a lot more to it than what we were able to cover this week. We did our best. We showed up for 5 days, an hour training every single day, and we still only scratched the surface. There's so much more where that came from that we need to share with you in order for you to actually get off these medications and kick diabetes into remission. So we're going to tell you about the type 2 transformation program. At this point, you guys have a choice. You can continue navigating what you learned this week on your own, right? Or you can continue working with us and getting results and having that hand holding, having people to answer your questions. I'm sure most of you here have tried carbohydrate restriction before. I know a lot of you guys here have done things like keto and carnivore. But we really want to share the least restrictive strategies to get you the biggest, best results. And that's what we're doing inside the type 2 transformation program. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll tell you all about it. So the type 2 transformation program, it's a 12-week step-by-step system I created to reverse insulin resistance using real food. So it's literally laid out for you step by step, 1 week at a time. It builds on itself, little bite-sized chunks. You're not going to feel overwhelmed. We're going to make it really easy, and you're going to have so much support with us. The outcome of the type 2 transformation program is those buzzwords I want you all to remember. Insulin sensitivity, the one and only solution to type 2 diabetes and prediabetes is insulin sensitivity. It's the opposite of insulin resistance. What you can expect, realistically, lower blood sugar in days. Did we prove that to you this week or not? We showed you that you can actually get your blood sugar down as early as a couple days. You can expect fewer symptoms in weeks if you're dealing with inflammation, excessive thirst and urination, trouble sleeping. And you can expect a lower A1C in 3 months flat. The A1C turns over every 90 to 100 days. So we do need to give it the full 3 months, but you can expect a lower A1C over the course of a 3-month time span. And guys, our success rates are off the charts. I don't know of another program that has such high success rates. Over 99% of our members have a lower A1C within 3 to 4 months, with many of our members reducing or eliminating their medications in the same exact time frame. So literally the exact opposite of what most people are doing, piling on more and more prescriptions over their lifetime as their A1C keeps climbing higher. Our members are doing the exact opposite. Blood sugar and A1C coming down and coming off their medications. Yep. And look at Claudia sharing in the chat that her A1C checkup is coming up soon. And she says she can't wait. She has so many explanation points. She's so excited to go to her appointment. And that's what we
Whoever
see.
feels that way, who's ever looking forward to going to get their blood drawn and see what their A1C is, folks in our program cannot wait because they know it's coming down and they're going to leave their doctors stumped.
Yep.
They're going to like, how did you do that? Oh yeah, and I also got off XYZ medication. How did you do that? Tell me a little bit more.
Exactly. So our success rates are off the charts, you guys, because we're harnessing the power of insulin. We have literally reverse engineered this process for you and made it actionable. So insulin sensitivity, guys, not a single pill, not a single injection, and not a single supplement on the market can do this for you. This is all on you. It's all based on what we're teaching you this week, diet and lifestyle strategies. I know some of you guys are talking about the berberine and the chromium. Guys, we get these results without supplements. Yes, some of our members use supplements. That's fine. We have no issue with it. But that's not why they're getting these results. And very few of our members are using any blood sugar supplements. We're talking about like multivitamins and digestive support. So there's not a single pill or injection or supplement on the market that can do this for you. So you guys might be wondering, how does this work? How does the Type 2 Transformation Program have such high success rates? So it all comes down to the way we've put the program together and laid it out for you. You get access to the 12-week step-by-step method. This is a proprietary method I created 3.5 years ago. Nothing has changed because nothing changes in our bodies. It all comes back to insulin. You get access to resources that I've created to go along with the trainings so that you can take what I teach you and quickly and easily apply it the same day that you learn it. You get 24-hour access to a private members-only Facebook group. That's what Callie was talking about. So much like this week, we had a 5-day challenge Facebook group with over 5,000 people in it, right? Well, we have a really tight-knit, small Facebook group of just our members inside the Type 2 Transformation Program. We currently have 380 members we're supporting with ease. So just imagine this week you had all 4 of us functional nutritionists supporting 5,000, beyond 5,000 of you in the Facebook group. We have a tight-knit group. You guys can expect an answer so quickly and so much support. And our members are also really quick to answer your questions in there as well. And then we have, like Callie mentioned, we have multiple group coaching calls per week. We have 5, Monday through Friday. We have a group coaching call on Zoom available to you every single day, Monday through Friday, at a variety of times. And each of these calls is hosted by one of the functional nutritionists, either myself or Callie or Katie. And you guys get to hop on with us. So it's not me or Callie standing up here yapping like we've been doing this week. Instead, it's a Zoom call that you guys all get to join us and unmute yourself and chat through questions that you have and contribute advice to other members who are asking questions. So I'll kind of go through each of those components here. So the method is the 12-week plan. It's intended to reverse insulin resistance and gain back your insulin sensitivity. All the strategies we teach, they're the least restrictive strategies to get you the biggest, best results. We're not going to ask you to eliminate anything unnecessary. You guys wondering, people join and go, what about alcohol? Hey guys, guess what? I have a lesson and guidelines to go with it on alcohol consumption. You don't have to give up alcohol entirely. It's okay. There are good choices and not so good choices. So we teach you all about that in the program. Here's just a picture of some of the resources that you get when you join. So when you log into the membership site and you access your 12-week plan, you'll see video tutorials and audio tutorials. Hi, Hope. Of us, teaching you what you need to do, but then all these cheat sheets and lists and guides so that you can take what we're teaching you and, like I said, implement it the very same day and you're off to the races. So you don't need to go down any more rabbit holes on Google searching how many carbs are in this and can I eat that? Guys, we've laid it all out for you. The Facebook group is where you can ask questions. This week for the 5-day challenge, we had posts turned off because we couldn't possibly answer all the questions that over 5,000 people would be having, but we can definitely answer questions in our community of 400 or so members. So the private Facebook group is where you can ask your questions. You'll get responses. We also share wins. This is where we snagged our pictures of Lisa and Pat and John and Laura. Everybody whose stories we've shared this week came from our Facebook group. They're posting those wins with us. Like I said, every single week we see wins like this. People who say, hey, my triglycerides, those of you concerned with heart disease, this person's triglycerides were almost 400 and came down to 107, slashed them by 2/3. It's incredible. So we come in the Facebook group to celebrate our wins, ask questions, get advice, share recipes like crazy every single day. And this is what you get access to. You get access to a team of functional nutritionists. You get all 4 of us, you guys. And how Callie says it, you're getting the support. What do you say, Callie? A group program.
You get one-on-one support.
Yes.
With 2 different modalities of it, Facebook and the Zooms, at the cost of a group program. And I cannot emphasize enough. If you were to work one-on-one with me, it would be so much more than this is. And you couldn't have access to me every day. You could maybe email me, but you couldn't hop on an hour Zoom with me every single day. That would cost tens of thousands of dollars for my time. So it's 2 modalities of one-on-one support at the cost of a group program. That's unheard of. It's just unheard of. I've never heard of a program like that.
Yeah. And guys, these functional nutritionists, you guys, they specialize in type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, blood sugar, right? We're very well versed in these things, and we're also trained in other things too. So those of you guys that are emailing us this week saying, I also have high cholesterol, I also have IBS and digestive and issues and heartburn. Guys, we help support all of these things because, again, it's not all related, but a lot of it's related, and we're pretty well versed in a lot of things. We just happen to specialize in type 2 diabetes and blood sugar. This is an example. I just took this screenshot this morning for you guys. This is an example of what our Zoom calls look like. Usually there's a couple pages of members. We could have 30 or 40 or maybe even up to 50 people on a Zoom call. But this is what it looks like, you guys. So again, it's not me and Callie up here yakking at you while you're listening. This is you guys joining us, hopping on a Zoom call and having an opportunity to unmute yourself and ask your questions. And we can spend some time hashing through, giving you advice, explaining things. Patricia is in the chat now. I see you, Pat. Thank you for joining us. We just shared your story a few minutes ago, Pat. But this is what our group coaching calls on Zoom look like, available to you 5 days a week. You guys, most of our members hop on these calls and they don't even unmute themselves. They just love listening in. So you can show up for these calls just for accountability because they're interesting. You're going to learn something new. Claudia says she loves the Zoom calls. It's her family. Claudia joins us like 4 or 5 Zoom calls a week. They are optional, to be clear. Yes, the replays are available, Charlene. Great question. Replays are available. We stream them right into the Facebook group, and then you have access to them anytime you want, but you don't have to watch them. The Zoom calls are optional. There's no requirement. In fact, a good probably 50% of our members never attend a single Zoom call because they have the 12-week plan laid out for them. They don't need the Zoom calls. The Zoom calls are just for fun. If you want to check in, you have a question, you You can also post your questions in the Facebook group. Pat says she's looking forward to her next A1C next week. She says, not scary number anymore. Yeah, exactly. Pat, we shared that you've maintained 5.6 to 5.9 for like 3 years now. Of course, you're not worried about it. Okay, so you guys are probably wondering now, how much are we talking? We've talked a lot about the Type 2 transformation program. 12 weeks. How much is it going to cost you? Just to put it in perspective, and Callie can speak to this, one-to-one sessions with me, which I don't even offer, guys. These are like 3.5 years ago prices, would be $250 an hour minimum. If you were to meet with me once a week for 3 months, that'd be over $3,000. I'm telling you, it'd be way more. I can't even offer this anymore. Callie, put it in perspective for everybody. How much would you charge for this?
For like access to me every single day,
No.
and a Facebook group that I'm managing for 12 weeks, like 10 plus K. I mean, I can't even, it's such a ridiculous thing because I would never be able to even do that.
You couldn't do it. Yeah. I mean, for one hour session once a week. I mean,
1 hour once a week is around $300 for my time.
And
then you're saying that, yeah, go ahead.
Not including any additional support, not including access to you through a Facebook group, Zoom calls, nothing additional. Okay, guys, so we're looking at the cost of one-on-one sessions. Now, let's talk about what's included in the program. You get access to the 12-week method. You get access to all those resources. You get daily 24-hour access to a private Facebook group where you're going to get responses, usually within the same hour that you post something, often within minutes, literally. And then you get Monday through Friday group coaching calls every single day of the week. Guys, this is well over $5,000 worth of value. We're not going to charge you even half of that. The Type 2 transformation program is not even a fraction of that price. Normally, and again, we shared with you guys that we were going to have 2 special enrollment bonuses for you today. Normally, the Type 2 transformation program is $15.99. One of our bonuses today is a really nice discount. Okay, so bonus number 1 when you enroll today, and we're going to give you the link to do so in just a second here. Bonus number 1 is you can save $150, and we do have a payment plan available. Tiana just dropped the link for you guys in the chat. We do have a 3-month payment plan available, which means you can actually get enrolled today for $483. You can get enrolled today and get immediate access to everything for under $500 right now. Or you can actually save a little bit more money if you do the one-time pay in full. So the one-time payment of $12.49 is another option that saves you an additional $200, right? So normally $15.99, right now $12.49, which is the best price available. Or if you want to do the 3-month payment plan, you can get enrolled right now for $483. Guys, you make that first payment, you get immediate access to everything. You send that request in to join our Facebook group. You can hop on Monday's Zoom call with us, and you'll be supported in the Facebook group starting today and through the weekend. You get access to the 12-week plan today as soon as you enroll. So Tiana just dropped the link. I'm going to share the second bonus with you guys. Callie, if you can copy and paste that link too, and I need to do the same thing, but I don't want to mess up my screen. The second bonus, you guys, if you enroll today before we end this Facebook Live, is you get 1 month free. So instead of 12 weeks in the program, you get 16 weeks inside the program. Belinda's sharing. She says, this is a deal. Wish I had found Mallory first. Yeah, Belinda's sharing that she has done other programs that cost a ton more money, $15,000, and it was not worth it. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Belinda. I've seen other people have shared that with me. You know, they pay $7,000 or $15,000 for a program that promises them the world and doesn't get them results. It's so sad. We hate to see that. But we feel really good about the price point that we are giving our members. So the second bonus is 1 month free, and that expires when we end today's live training. So what's on the table right now? The double bonuses. You can save $150 whether you do the 3-month payment plan or the one-time pay in full. Callie and Tiana are both dropping that link in the chat right now to get enrolled. And if you enroll today, you can get 1 month free. So to be clear about these two bonuses, the two bonuses, the $150 discount is available until Tuesday at midnight. So you guys do have through the weekend to think it over and talk to your spouse, move your funds around if you need to. But the bonus month, this bonus month where you get 16 weeks of support instead of 12, expires today when we end this Facebook Live. And we are going to take a little time to go through Q&A and open up the floor, but we're probably going to call it in maybe 20 minutes or so. So we want you guys to click that link, and I can share my screen in just a second here. I also saw someone asking about any guarantees that we offer. So guys, this is brand new and I'm really excited to tell you about what we've done. We just recently added this. We have a 100% success guarantee written in and included in the program. What our success guarantee entails is it states that we are so confident in our ability to help you lower your A1C that we guarantee it. If your A1C is not lower upon completion of the program, we will continue working with you for free until it is. Do you guys know of any other programs that do that? Whoever it was who just shared that she spent $15,000 on a program that didn't even work. You guys, if this doesn't work, first of all, we're talking $1,200. I know that's a good amount of money, but we have 99% success rates. That's how confident we are. And if for some odd reason it does not work, we are going to extend your time working with us until it does. We never see that. And then Belinda asked a really good question. She says, do you always have access to the Facebook group after the 16 weeks and beyond? What we do, Belinda, is your enrollment includes 12 weeks of support, or if you join right now before we end this Facebook Live, you get 16 weeks, and that includes your access to the Zoom calls and the Facebook group. You get lifetime access to the membership site with all the lessons, the 12-week step-by-step plan, all the resources. You have that forever. Your Facebook group and Zoom call support and access to us is available for the 12 or 16 weeks if you enroll right now. And then after that, what we do is we offer graduates of the program a really awesome deal. We offer them an option to renew their membership as graduates for $79 a month. That's like less than a gym membership most places. And that gets you access to continued access, not only to the 5 coaching calls a week, but also alumni specific Zoom calls, an alumni specific Facebook group. So it's loads of support, and we have so many members choosing to do that just because they love hanging out with us, and they love the accountability and the support. We are not, to be clear, we are not trying to create lifetime clients. By the end of 12 weeks, you guys will have all the tools you need to kick type 2 diabetes in remission on your own. Look at Robin, who hopped in the chat earlier. Robin has not been an active client of mine for well over a year, probably a couple years now. She's still out there doing the thing, right? She's still maintaining her beautiful A1C, 5.6, 5.7. She doesn't need us. We're not trying to create lifetime clients. But if you love the Zoom calls and you love the Facebook group, yeah, $79 a month for graduates. Yep, this is obviously not something we could offer to people who are not clients, right? These are people who have already made this initial investment. They've graduated from the program, and at that point, we can keep them around at that rate. It's kind of an unheard of price point for the level of support we're offering.
Mallory, Maria's in. You've joined us. We're so excited, Marie, to have us.
I love that I'm sitting on a couch so I can bounce up and down today.
Yeah, I know. You're lucky. I can't do that as well. It's so awesome, Marie. We're so honored to have you in. I just want to really reiterate what Mallory is saying. You forever have access to all the content, all the guides, all the lessons. It's yours for life, for perpetuity. You get us, if you join now, for 16 weeks, 4 months, right?
Oof,
constant Zooms, constant one-on-one support through Facebook or Zooms. You have us at your fingertips. And if you want to stay with us, it's $79 a month. A lot of people don't stay though. They're like, I got it. My A1C is down. I feel empowered. If I need to go back to the lessons, I forever have the membership site. For perpetuity, it's mine. And they carry on. And like Mallory said, we don't want you guys to be here forever. I mean, we love it. If you love the community, if you love the support, stay with us. It's such a blessing for us too. You become leaders in the group. You also help us out. But if you have to like I know it, I can move on with my life, go move on with lower blood sugar and a lower A1C than you ever thought possible.
I love it.
So it's such a powerful program, and we'd be so honored to have you. Put your health first.
And
put yourself first. You deserve it.
Absolutely. You guys honestly do. And like Amy made a good point. Amy's also a former client of ours, and she says Ozempic and insulin are way more expensive than this. Look at the cost. You guys can't put a cost. You can't put a dollar amount on your health. And so many of you guys are suffering and have been for a long, long time. So consider this. It's an investment in you. It's a one-time investment in you that'll last you and carry you on through the rest of your life. Guys, click that link if you're woohoo, and come back to the chat if, like Diane, you just got enrolled. We can't wait to have you. We want you guys to click that link even if you're semi-interested, because, and Gail is trying to join. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for you, Gail, and show you what it should look like, and we will troubleshoot right here, right now. But you guys, if you're even the slightest bit interested, click the link we're dropping in the chat. I'm going to click it and open it up. And this is what it looks like, okay? So, type 2 transformation program, 3 payments. We got the discounted price or the one-time price. So we got the payment plan. You go down to this order form, okay? And this is where you enter your information and get enrolled. So you put your first name, your last name, your email address, and then we do ask for your Facebook name because some of you guys use a different name on Facebook, and we need to make sure we can approve you into the Facebook group. If for some reason this page is not loading properly, refresh it, right? Hit that refresh button. Sometimes that order form doesn't load properly, and it might look a little bit different if you're on a cell phone. So go down, find the order form. You enter your name, your email, your Facebook name. Then here's where a lot of people mess up. You got to click this. You got to select that checkbox that says, I agree to the terms of use. Make sure that your email address is typed correctly, because if it's not, you're not going to get the welcome email with access to the program. So make sure you type your email address correctly. Then you choose your pricing option. If you want to do the best price available is the one-time pay in full for $12.49. Or if you want, you can do the 3-month payment plan at $483 a month. And it'll be automatically billed the same day each month, starting today. But you do save an additional $200 if you do the one-time payment. Either way, the $150 discount is applied to both of these options. And if you enroll right now, you get that bonus month. So you guys have until we end this Facebook Live here after Q&A to get both the discounted price and the bonus month. After we end the Facebook Live, the bonus month is gone, and you can still get the $150 discount until Tuesday. So after you enter your information, you go to step 2, and that's where you enter your credit card information or debit card information, and then you hit submit, and you guys, literally, that's all. The next page is a thank you page. It's saying, awesome, congratulations, you've enrolled, go check your email. Here's the link to the Facebook group, and you are in the program. Did I miss anything, Callie?
No, people are saying the link's not working. So what we really recommend, so I just dropped it in here, and so did Tiana. Copy and paste it to a new window, a new browser. Open up a new window, copy and paste that link up there in the URL, and then click enter and see if that works.
No wonder what's happening there.
I mean, there's a lot of people who are in this. Always happens. People's computers get a little finicky and things. Bonus month gives how many bonus months total? So Mark, it's a 12-week program, but you get us for 16 weeks. So a whole 1 extra 4 weeks, 1 month extra at no cost for free. And that means you get a whole extra month of the Facebook members only Facebook group, where you have 4 nutritionists and your fellow members. And you also get the 5-day-a-week Zoom calls that you can either watch the replays of as we live stream them in or watch live with us. So you still get access to all of your nutritionists, all 4 of us, for a whole extra month at no cost.
Exactly. Nailed it.
Jennifer's asking, would a person need to use Facebook to really utilize this program? Mallory, do you want to address that?
Yeah, yes and no, Jennifer, because you get lifetime access to the membership site, which is not Facebook. It's its own separate website. That's where your step-by-step 12-week plan is. So if you're really a DIYer, a do-it-yourselfer, you can log in there and do it on your own. But if you want extra support and hand-holding and you want to be able to ask questions, that's what the Facebook group is for. We don't provide email support for all hundreds of members. We couldn't. But we do provide the Facebook group where all 4 of our functional nutritionists are on staff answering your questions, as well as other members. So you would miss out on, having that element of the program, but you could still join the Zoom calls available to you Monday through Friday. So if you ever have a question, you can always hop on a Zoom call and chat through it this way. Steve joined. Welcome, Steve. Woo-hoo!
I knew you would, Steve. I knew you would. Yay, Steve.
I know, because I'm assuming your first name is Steve, but maybe it's Snyder, Steve. In which case Snyder's a cool name too. Charlene's trying to get joined. Okay, Charlene, let's see. And if you guys are really having issues,
Mallory, everyone says your link is working really well. So can you try dropping that link again, Mallory, for us, even though it's the exact same one, but who knows? Maybe you've got the magic touch.
Maybe so. Okay. All right. I just dropped the link, Charlene. We hope it works for you. Let us know if it does not. Katie's here. Hi, Katie. Okay. Awesome. And Mark joined us for 16 weeks. Did I see? Welcome, Mark. If you did, I hope I got that right. Mary Ann just joined.
Mary Ann.
Come back to the chat. Let us know when you join. We're so excited. Gail sounds like she's joining. She got the link to work. Yep, Mark's in for 16 weeks. Welcome, Mark.
Lenny's asking what time daily and for how long are the calls? There are a variety. We have morning calls. We have afternoon, late evening, kind of early evening call. Well, actually kind of evening calls. And we have midday calls, and they each last. We try to stay under an hour, but it never happens because we just all have so much to chat about and problem solve and celebrate and share. And if you can't attend it, doesn't matter. We live stream it into our members only Facebook group. One of our members who's on right here, actually, Elaine Bernard, bless her, writes an extensive synopsis about every single call. So let's say you're like, I don't even have an hour to listen to y'all talking. You don't have to. Go read Elaine's synopsis. It's like usually about this long, where you can get every little detail about what we talked about and say, I do actually want to learn about that. I didn't really understand that. And then you can go into the call and rewatch it if you want to. We smother you in support. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't not feel supported. You can't not feel like we're truly holding your hand virtually through this entire step to lower your A1C and eventually get type 2 in remission. We want to do that for you.
Yeah, and guys, we still have our members sharing in the chat their story. John sharing, he said, for me, it was starting to use insulin or finding another option. He said, I found Mallory and avoided the meds. It was the best thing I could have done. I mean, a lot of you guys are faced with these really scary options right now. It's either more meds or what? What's your other option, you guys? Gail shared that the link I shared worked and the others are not. So Tiana, maybe if you can try copying and pasting, even though I think I copy and pasted yours. I don't know why this is happening. But you guys can click on the link that I'm sharing in the chat. And hopefully that works. Gail, welcome. I think I saw 2 other people who just joined. Heidi is asking $12.49 for how long? If you join before we end today's Facebook Live, then you get 16 weeks, Heidi, instead of 12. That's one of the bonuses when you enroll right now, is you get 16 weeks of support instead of just 12. That's 4 months that you get access and hand-holding, and you can ask your questions and have Zoom calls available to you 5 days a week to ask questions, a Facebook available to you, available 24/7 to ask your questions. Debbie joined. Welcome, Debbie. Oh my gosh.
Denise. And welcome to Denise.
Yay. And Lucy. I'm so excited. Guys, As soon as we end this Facebook Live, I'm going over and approving all of your requests to join our Facebook group and getting you introduced to our amazing community. I just can't wait. Okay, so, oh, Jennifer, yay, 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 awesome. Your comment just rolled in for me. Stephanie says she's working on it, but it seems like a lot, but I need the support. Stephanie, we want to have you. We're so confident we can help. I know it seems like a lot. It's an investment in you, and you do deserve this. And like so many people are saying, the medications and what not doing anything is going to do to your health is much more expensive than this one-time investment.
There is no greater investment without our health than our health. Truly, you couldn't put enough money on it. And I know that this is not a small investment, but the output and the money you will save, the lack of hospital visits, the lack of medication. Also think, what's your end of, this kind of sounds morbid, but like, how do you want to age? Have you ever seen someone you loved not age gracefully? And that end of time is brutal. Because I've witnessed 2 grandparents pass with dementia. And I actually lived with one of mine and took care of him. And this man had type 2 diabetes. He was pre-diabetic, always a between pre-diabetes and diabetes. I know for a fact they're now saying dementia is type 3 diabetes. They are giving it the name. This is type 3 diabetes, y'all. If you've seen anyone pass with any form of dementia or Alzheimer's, it should be illegal. It's so brutal. Don't allow this disease to escalate and take it like further root of your body. I know that's a little morbid to say, but that's kind of my why. I witnessed 2 grandparents, lived with one of them, and it was tough. And we don't want that for ourselves, our loved ones, or for you.
Absolutely. I definitely have witnessed that as well in my grandparents and people that I love. And it's really hard to watch.
Carol joined. Danita says, did you show me in? Type 3 diabetes scares me. Me too, Danita.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Cece joined. Welcome,
Wow.
Cece. Awesome.
This is just so excited.
Oh man, you guys, we're just so excited to welcome you all. I can't even keep track. Stephanie, I'm so glad you joined us. Guys, take that leap of faith. Look, we've got a 100% success guarantee. We are going to continue working with you. If for some reason this doesn't work, it works every time. But if for some reason this doesn't work, we're going to continue supporting you beyond the 12 or 16 weeks until it does.
For free.
We
keep you. When we say, you know what, we didn't get you the results we guaranteed, fine. We're going to work our tushes off even harder for you. We're going to give you even more hand holding, even more support, meet you where you are. There is no program that says we guarantee we can lower your A1C in 12 to 16 weeks. Now take the journey with us and let us show you. Mike is saying he's nervous about the money, but Mike, we have 100% success guaranteed. Like that, we won't let you fail. We won't. We've got you, Mike, and we're ready for you. Whatever you bring. I saw someone said, I have IBS. Can this help? Of course, because this is an anti-inflammatory way of eating. There's not a single comorbidity that can't be supported through this. I'm a fertility specialist. That's why I couldn't get pregnant. And when I could handle my blood sugar, I finally was able to get pregnant as well. There isn't something that this can't negatively affect. And so we want to help you also take care of those other comorbidities that you're suffering with.
Esther joined. Welcome, Esther. We've got more of you guys clicking on that link. I really hope that the link is working for you guys. And I'm going to go through some Q&A because I do see questions rolling in. Guys, we're going to spend a few more minutes answering your questions. But just know, again, both bonuses are available until we end this Facebook Live, at which point the bonus month expires. We understand you're nervous. We understand you need to talk to your spouse. Charlene is trying. Charlene, if it helps, invite your husband to watch these replays. They're really powerful. Invite your husband to look at some of the success stories that we've shared with you guys this week. Look at the people sharing their stories in the chat. These are real people just like you, Charlene, and not to mention your husband's going to benefit from this too. Even if he doesn't follow the plan 100%, my guess is that you eat some meals together, right? And when he starts seeing the kind of results that you're getting and how good you're feeling, he's going to feel motivated to make some additional changes as well. But we have
and how good you're looking.
Yeah.
And how good you're looking. I mean, come on, we're all vain. You can really transform. You saw the picture of people's faces go from much more inflamed, you know, much more inflammation in the body to feeling svelte and active. I mean, who doesn't want that? We're all a little vain.
Yes, exactly. Crystal's in the same boat. Crystal wants to talk to her husband. Yeah, talk to your husband, Crystal. Crystal, invite him to watch the replays with you. Tell him more about the program. Tell him our success rates. Tell him about this 100% unheard of success guarantee that we will continue working with you for free if this does not work for some reason. That's how confident we are. Someone else shared that they're nervous that their doctor won't be supportive of this. You guys, your doctor is not trained in nutrition. We should not be going to doctors for nutrition advice. Diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and prediabetes are dietary diseases. Why would we go to a doctor to treat type 2 diabetes and prediabetes? These are dietary diseases. Doctors are trained in medicine. That's why they get out the prescription pad and write you a medication. They're trained in medicine, not nutrition. So your doctor doesn't need to be on board with this. You do need to be in touch with your doctor about your blood sugar levels and your A1C levels, which will be coming down significantly. And that's how you're going to get off the medications, is with your doctor's guidance to do so. But I really feel strongly we got to stop. It's outside the scope of their practice to be giving nutrition advice. It's outside the scope of our practice to be recommending medications, right? We all have to stay in our lane.
Congrats to Gail. Welcome, Jennifer. Jennifer Wara says HSA accepted. Yeah, y'all, if you got a flexible spending card at HSA, FSA, use it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, use it.
And welcome to Christina, too. Welcome, Christina. You guys, I'm going to sound very California right now. We are so stoked to have all of you here. We're just so excited.
We got to throw a dude in there. Dude, we are so pumped right now. Yeah, you guys, we're so happy. I'm going to go through a little bit. Cece said, my husband said the same. He said, to do what I need to do. That is a very supportive spouse, Cece. I'm so happy he's on board. And I'm really confident that all of your guys' spouses and partners want to see you succeed. It's understandable that they're skeptical. Maybe they didn't participate this week and they think, why are you spending money on these strangers on the internet? But I hope that we've gained your trust. So I want to quickly go through who this program is for and not for any of you guys who are still on the fence going, what the heck is this for me? This is for you if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels between 3-month checkups. Those of you who feel nervous for your next A1C checkup, it does not have to go that way. Look at Claudia, look at Pat. They just shared with us. They're excited for their next A1C. Okay? If you want, this is for you if you want a proven plan to lower your A1C with 99% success rates. That's what's available to you here. If you want daily access to a team of professionals and a supportive community of peers, day in, day out, 24/7 for 16 weeks, that's what you get right now when you enroll. If you're dedicated to achieving the A1C of your wildest dreams and getting off some of these medications and putting type 2 diabetes in remission, this program is for you. Now I want to talk about who the program is not for. And Gail, welcome. I can see that you just joined as well. Awesome. Jennifer, I'm so glad, you guys. This is just so awesome. Okay, who this is not for. This is not for people who are looking for a magic pill or a quick fix. Right? You guys probably learned that this week. We're talking diet and lifestyle. We're not making you buy any shakes or specific meals or foods, but this is not a magic pill. You're making changes, right? You're going to have a lot of hand holding and a lot of support to do so. This is not for you if you're not open to doing things differently. If you're going to have one foot out the door, we can't get you results. You have to go all in with us. You don't have to. That does not mean perfection. Nobody does the program perfectly 100% of the time. That's something we talk about a lot. That's part of the support that we provide, is saying, we have a member that is in Disneyland this week and she said, I'm so just the nostalgia and having a churro. And I said, look, have the churro. It's not gonna impact your A1C. Having a churro or a slice of birthday cake, things like that on special occasions don't make or break your success. There's a lot of room for grace here. We say progress over perfection. You don't have to do this perfectly, but you do have to make some changes, right? This is not for you if you'd rather rely on medications and quick fixes to work their magic instead of getting to the root cause of the issue. This is also not for you if you're vegan or strictly vegetarian. We do want to be clear about that. And we do have people who join the 5-day challenge who are vegan and do not eat any animal source protein. This won't be a suitable approach for you. We want you eating animal protein with every single meal. If, on the other hand, you're vegetarian and you eat poultry or eggs or seafood, we can make this work. But if you are like not willing to eat any of those things, probably it's not going to be a good fit for you. So we do want to be really clear about that. And then this is also not for you if you're unwilling to take imperfect action, show up for yourself, and utilize your peer and your team of nutritionists. So again, you guys, we do not expect perfection, but you do have to show up for yourself in order for us to show up for you.
As Claudia perfectly put in the chat, progress over perfection. This isn't about being the perfect student and never having something again. It's actually about learning the tools that when it is your grandson's birthday and you do want to have that slice of cake, how to blunt the spike, because we know it's spiking as much as you can. We'll teach you those tools when you are on vacation and you do want to enjoy yourself. Our member Katrina, she's out in Alaska. And she went on a cruise and she was like, I haven't had bread in a year and I'm on vacation. I want to have some bread. Nothing touched her A1C. She learned how to integrate a little bread in on her vacation so that it wasn't spiking her and ruining her blood sugar again. So we also teach you those tools, progress over perfection.
Absolutely. It's a mantra we repeat almost every day. We have to remind our members of that. So again, you guys, we're dropping the link in the chat. We'll go through FAQs. But again, these are the two bonuses on the table right now. Bonus number 1, you can save $150 on both options, whether you do the one-time payment or the payment plan. You can save $150 right now. And if you enroll before we end FAQs today, then you get 1 bonus month free. So you get 16 weeks, 4 months to work with us on this. So those are the two bonuses available to you right now. The discount, the $150 discount, expires Tuesday at midnight. So you do have some time, but if you want that bonus month, which is a really juicy bonus, then you'll want to go ahead and enroll right now. And again, here's your 2 payment options. 3-month payment plan, $483. So you can get immediate access for under $500 if you enroll right now. Or you do the one-time payment, which is actually a $200 additional savings. Okay. So the 3-month payment plan will be automatically charged once a month, or the one-time payment plan. I don't have my FAQs pulled up, but I know what I can do about that is share my screen and go through the FAQs listed on the checkout page here. And you guys, Callie, if you'll keep your eye on the chat, any questions coming through that we should answer, and I will go down to our most frequently asked questions here. Anything right off the hop you think we should answer?
Maybe we want to stress the refund, our 100%, satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah.
People have said prior they're worried about their cholesterol, they're worried about their lipids.
Yeah.
Maybe we want to speak to that a little bit.
Let me read what I've written here because
Yeah.
it'll answer this
It's
perfectly.
so good. Also, welcome to Jolene. I'm excited. We are more excited, Jolene. Truly, we're so excited to have you.
Yes, we're so excited to have all of you. Okay, so those of you guys, again, we talked about this on day 4, I think it was yesterday. The connection between wacky cholesterol levels and your risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. These don't require 2 different approaches. They stem from the same root cause. There's a reason we see these go hand in hand. There's a reason that the number 1 risk factor for a heart attack or a stroke is having diabetes and insulin resistance. Okay? So if you also have high cholesterol and or high blood pressure and you're wondering if this program is safe for you, is it safe for you to eat red meat and butter and all this animal protein? The answer is a resounding yes. And I understand that that's not what conventional medicine will say. That's not what the mainstream guidelines say, but I'm going to read this answer that I've written for you. Having type 2 diabetes is the number 1 risk factor for heart disease. By repairing your blood sugar and A1C, you are making huge progress towards preventing your risk of heart attack and stroke. Just like there's a lot of misinformation about what we should eat to lower our blood sugar and A1C, which you guys learned this week, there's a lot of misinformation about what we should eat to lower our cholesterol. Most everyone we work with inside the program sees a reduction in their triglycerides and improvements in their cholesterol ratios by the end of our 12 weeks together, despite eating cholesterol-rich foods like eggs, beef, shellfish, and butter. The cholesterol-rich foods are not what's driving up your cholesterol levels, in other words, you guys. It's not that. It's inflammation. It's problems happening in your body. Cholesterol is a healing agent. It's high because you have so much inflammation and so many things going wrong inside of your body right now. We're going to fix that and your cholesterol levels come down. Many members reduce or discontinue their blood pressure medications midway through the program as their blood pressure normalizes. Pat's one example. Pat was on 3 different blood pressure medications. She's now only on 1. She had 2 of them removed because her blood pressure normalized. And the one she's still on, she's taking off label for other reasons. And many others reduce or discontinue statins as their cholesterol improves. You saw Lisa's story we shared today. Her triglycerides came way down. We see this all the time. So there's a reason that type 2 diabetes and high cholesterol go hand in hand. They are related. They stem from the same root cause and respond positively to the same exact solution. Okay? Does that answer anything you want to add to that, Callie? Okay. And are there any other questions rolling in that we feel like we should answer before I keep going through these?
Yeah, sorry, just in that chat.
Okay.
Robin just asked, when are the Zoom classes? They are a variety of times. We have some at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 4, 5, 6, 7 on the East Coast. We've got 11 a.m.s. We've got 9 a.m.s. We have it, when I say morning, midday, afternoon, it's all of them. And remember, you don't have to attend them. You're like, hey, I work then. Hey, I take care of someone, my loved one then. Okay, watch the replay or just read the synopsis. So remember, these are just optional. These are just in addition to the entire content on the membership site. So they're not required. And I would say actually well over 50% of our members don't attend them because they're busy people who feel like they have everything from the membership site and they don't feel this great need to watch them. They probably watch the replays on their own time. Or they even sit on the Facebook group. So no camera up. They're doing work in the background while they kind of listen in and watch the chat.
Exactly. Yeah. The Zoom calls are optional. They are not required. But they are,
Mary?
like Callie said, I'll state it in Pacific time, but I know a lot of you guys are on Mountain, Central, or Eastern time. So you have to do the conversion. But we have Zoom calls available 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 4 p.m. Pacific time. 4 p.m. is 7 p.m. Eastern time, right? So there's an evening call for people who are working during the day. The replays are available immediately. Don't worry about the Zoom calls. Honestly, they're just an added, it's if you want to show up.
Right.
It's optional. They're not required. Everything you need is laid out for you and pre-recorded on the membership site, which you get lifetime access to.
Do you see what Mary Ellen said?
What'd she say?
And no supplements, just food and movement. Do you want to speak to that?
Yeah. Not even movement, you guys. Exercise is not even a part of the program. Honestly, you guys, so many people, most of our members join the program and they do not feel that well. They're super inflamed. Like Laura was on a knee scooter. We have a lot of very sedentary members because they're achy, inflamed, and overweight. It's too hard for them to move around a lot. Exercise is not a part of this. This is primarily a dietary disease, and we're taking a dietary approach to it. And we still have sky-high success rates. So it's 100% food, no supplements are required. That's probably one of my FAQs here. Do I need to buy? Oh yeah, are supplements required? Not at all. We have helped thousands of people lower their blood sugar and A1C without a single supplement. That being said, we do help you, if you're interested, create a customized supplement protocol, but this is not a requirement and most people don't do it.
And we'll never pressure you. We'll never say you have to take that. We don't. That's not what our program's about. We don't have these special shakes, these special supplements, that's not what it is. Denise says, can you address when people say high protein is bad for kidneys? Please, let's address that one.
Oh my gosh, do I have it written out here? Because I know it's something we have written down somewhere.
Otherwise, I'm happy to talk a little bit about it. And also, I have the Jennifer's comment saved to my computer. I wonder if I can drop it in right here into the chat.
Go ahead.
So
if you can.
When we talk about anything about chronic kidney disease, or anyone who's feeling like, who's been told, oh, you got to cut back on protein for your kidneys, the kidneys are not filtering well because of chronic elevated insulin levels. Y'all, it's still the exact same root cause. You have chronic oxidative stress on the kidneys. The kidneys are constantly having to filter and manage all of that elevated blood sugar and insulin levels. And that's when the kidneys get a little leaky, if you were to say.
Mm-hmm.
We've had multiple members reverse and heal their chronic kidney disease. In fact, we have Pam, one of our members. She's been with us for a while now, probably, I would say 10 months. She probably joined us in the new year. Right. She went from a stage 5 to a stage 1. They told her, you'll never be able to stage 5 to stage 1 chronic kidney disease. We've had Jen in our group. She's Pastor Dave's wife. She's amazing. And she went from stage 3 to none. It's gone. Mm-hmm. You don't have any signs of chronic kidney disease. She was diagnosed, I think she was 13 years old. I'm going to pull up the image and look at it. I'll find that for us in a second. Yeah. You can speak to it more.
No worries, guys. It's not the protein. Here's the thing. It's the protein that's showing up in the urine that indicates that your kidneys are leaky, but the protein's not what's causing the issue, okay? You don't need to limit your protein intake. If you limit your protein intake, sure, less protein's going to show up in your urine, but it's not going to fix your kidneys. It's the chronically high blood sugar that damaged your kidneys to begin with and caused them to become so leaky that protein falls through them and shows up in your urine. Limiting the protein will not solve the issue. It'll just, okay, so less protein's in your urine. That's all. And so look up Dr. Jason Fung. He's a nephrologist. He's a kidney doctor who specializes in exactly this. And he's teaching exactly what I'm sharing right now. And he says it in a really clear and concise way. He has a lot of YouTube videos about this.
Can I quickly read what Jen wrote?
Yeah.
My win yesterday, know this, I was diagnosed at age 9. I'm now 51 with polycystic kidney disease and hypertension. Had a physical yesterday and she did a lab test on my urine. Normal creatinine albumin ratio is 30. I'm now 36. It was near 80 in 2019. I was considered in stage 3 chronic kidney disease, and now I'm in stage 1. There you go. I mean, we see this all the time because it's all the same root cause, y'all. Having chronically elevated glucose and chronically elevated insulin levels is oxidative. Mm-hmm. It's toxic. Mm-hmm. It's inflammatory. And as soon as we get those down, the world becomes Snow White for us again. It's so incredible.
Yeah. And we can't make any we want to set realistic expectations. We don't want anyone here to be disappointed, but guys, our bodies are powerful healers. Our bodies want to heal everything that's broken, everything that's in array, including our kidneys, our eyes, our neuropathy, high blood pressure, all of it. We want to come back into balance. Our bodies are always trying. We just have to get out of their way. And yeah, the kidneys are no exception. They want to heal too. There is a point, Dr. Jason Fung would say, there is a point that the damage becomes so bad that part of it is irreversible. Yes. But it takes a very, very long time to get to that point. And most of you guys are in the early stages, stage 1, 2, stage 3, stage 4, where it's still very reversible. So yeah, there's a lot of promise. And guys, in the end of the day, getting your blood sugar and A1C under control and reversing insulin resistance is improving every single aspect of your health. So let's not hyper focus on one thing like the protein in your urine. Let's look at your overall health. There's no way that you're getting healthier in every other aspect and getting less healthy in this one. And yes, I was going to say the same thing. Dave, would you please write or was it Dave? Rick, would you please write your question for us and we'll answer it right here while we're live. Here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter what caused your diabetes. Here's what caused your diabetes. High insulin levels. how you got the high insulin. We usually food, right? Usually diet and lifestyle. Could also be some of you guys were diagnosed while you were sick and that raised your blood sugar. Like people get COVID, for example, their blood sugar spikes, or they have a chronic infection or a chronic illness, or they have cancer and they're undergoing chemotherapy that's raising their blood sugar, which in turn raises your insulin levels. But I'm telling you right now, you got diabetes from having high insulin levels, period. You got insulin resistance from high insulin levels. Why your insulin levels were high can vary from person to person, but guess what? We can control it significantly through diet changes.
These stories, there's some, both Stephanie and Mary Ellen are speaking up. Charlene, I'm doing this for my sister who lost her life at 69 of a heart attack and fought diabetes for years and kidney disease in the last year. I miss her so much. This is for her. And then Stephanie writes, so sorry for your loss. I've lost both of my parents due to dementia and diabetes. I refuse to not be able to live my life. I have grandchildren and I need more energy and no more pain. Thanks for sharing. I mean, this is just like the amount of goosebumps, and
I know.
it's just,
I literally wish you guys could see my arm. Look at the hair standing up on my arm right now.
I know. It's like I have shivers, full body shivers here. And someone's asking about thyroid disease. There's not something that you can't help. Truly, like it's not going to damage it. It's not going to harm it. So the only way is up. The only way is improvement.
Guys, we have, John has hypothyroidism. Brandon
Sarah.
is here sharing. Sarah, we have, it's really common. We have a lot of members with diagnosed hypothyroidism. And we work with them and they're knocking it out of the park, feeling better than they have in years. So yes, we can help you even with these comorbidities and other health issues. We're not going to necessarily support you with your thyroid. We're not going to be talking about that with you, but trust me, you're going to end up feeling a lot better. And your thyroid's, we often have members whose thyroid starts to regain function and they have to reduce their thyroid meds as well. So Brandon is one example sharing in the chat. She has hypothyroid as well. And she has the prediabetes, obesity, high cholesterol, but she feels so much better after just 4 months. And Brandon started where all of you guys are starting right now. She started with this 5-day blood sugar challenge and she joined the program and she's doing amazing and feeling so good.
And we love you, Brandon. You've been such an awesome member. We appreciate you.
For real. So I'll go through a couple more really common ones. A lot of people ask, how is this different from keto? I'll read this off, you guys. There is no such thing as a keto diet or a keto food, okay? Ketosis is a metabolic state. It just means that you're burning fat instead of sugar for energy. When a person is in nutritional ketosis, it means they're burning fat instead of sugar. We want the metabolic flexibility to do both, right? We want you to be able to switch from burning sugar sometimes and burning fat sometimes. And that's exactly what we teach you to do inside the program. You don't need to be in ketosis 100% of the time, right? And a lot of people have done keto diets and they feel like failures because they're not in ketosis all the time. You don't have to be in ketosis. The benefit is not from the ketones. The benefit is from getting your blood sugar and A1C down. And sometimes you will be in ketosis, which means you're burning fat for fuel, which if you have body fat you'd like to lose, if you have fatty liver, if you have high triglycerides, which are fat in your bloodstream, that's how you burn it off. So it's not a bad thing. It's not something we need to aim for 100% of the time either. But no, this is not a keto diet. You will see some similarities because both are very low carb. But here's the thing about a keto diet. A keto diet is defined by definition. It is high fat, moderate protein, and ultra low in carbohydrates. This approach is low carb, but we do not ask our members to eat a particularly high fat diet. So we do not quantify and say this is a high fat diet. We also don't expect our members to remain in ketosis for 12 consecutive weeks. We expect most people will be in and out and you don't have to test it. Okay. We're not even worried about ketones. And also lastly, many keto diets fail to take food quality into account. Some people would call this dirty keto, where all you're concerned about is carbs and fat and protein, your macros. We care deeply about food quality, and we want to emphasize real, clean, whole foods that won't spike your blood sugar. And we focus on the least restrictive yet most effective strategies to repair your blood sugar and A1C. So are there similarities? Yes, we use the word keto as a search term. You will see that the recipes I shared this week in the Facebook group for the 5-day challenge, a lot of them might have been titled keto recipes. It's a great search term. It helps you find low carb recipes. But we're not eating a strict keto diet by any stretch. Those of you with pre-diabetes sometimes ask if I have pre or borderline diabetes, is this still suitable for me? I think we hammered that point home. Yes, this is a perfect approach. What better time to nip this in the bud than now? Callie, interrupt me if there's any questions coming in you think we should cover. Guys, we still have that link available for you guys to enroll. I don't know how many of you are still live. I know we got a good group of you guys who joined us, and we're just so excited to have you. And if you're still on the fence, make sure you open that link. So I think we're going to wrap it up here in just a minute. I think we've gotten through all the questions coming in. So I just dropped that link one more time. Tiana dropped the link one more time. I see Brandon and John are still hanging out with us. We love you guys.
And Pat's there too.
Pat's here. We love it.
Always.
I think that we covered almost everything. We talked about what time the group coaching calls are. We talked about, Callie mentioned if you have an FSA or HSA or flex spending account, we've really had no problem people using those funds to purchase the program. So if your employer provides some kind of a health savings account, generally you can use that to purchase the program.
Josh is asking, when does the program start? Josh, the minute you buy, it's that second. You get join our members only Facebook group. You'll get immediate access to the membership site. Start playing around in there. Look at week 1. Scroll around. It starts immediately. So if you buy right now, your 16 weeks, your bonus month, not just 12 weeks, 16 weeks starts immediately. But remember, for life, you get all the content, all the lessons. We would never take that away from you guys. You get to always go back and reference, hey, remember in week 7 when I learned about this? I want to go back and remember and remind myself, oh, I meant the live coaching sessions. Josh, we have a variety of times, 9 a.m., 11 a.m., this is all Pacific Standard Time, and 4 p.m., and multiple times in the evening, more than once in the evening. So a variety of times. Remember, watch the replays, read Elaine's synopses. You don't have to always attend them live.
Yeah, the Zoom calls are optional. They're just available if you want them. We have over 50% of our members, like literally over 50%, never attend a single Zoom call. They are optional. We have a lot of fun with them, and it's a way to connect with the community if you're someone who likes that, but some people don't. Some people are do-it-yourselfers, and they just want to stick to themselves and kind of silently observe what's going on in the program with other members, and that's fine too. Sometimes people ask, is this just meal plans? No, you guys, we're not giving you meal plans. This is a fully customizable program. We're giving you the education and the strategies you need so that you can take what we teach you and put your own spin on it using flavors and ingredients that you enjoy, because everybody's got a different palate. Everybody's got different dietary preferences and foods available to them. And some people like their ethnic food, and some people, just everybody's different. Some people have food allergies. Some people are picky, right? Or they call themselves picky. You don't have to eat anything you don't like. You don't have to eat anything your body doesn't tolerate. We have lots of members who can't do dairy. Dairy's allowed, but if you don't tolerate it, you don't have to eat it. Obviously, we don't want you eating anything that makes you run to the bathroom. So yes, it's very customizable, and no, this is not meal plans. I am so opposed as a nutritionist. I'm so opposed to giving people meal plans because it doesn't teach them anything. And when the meal plans run out, they come knocking because they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. We are giving you education that you can take and use for the rest of your life to keep diabetes at bay. Do I continue taking my medications? Yeah, for now you do, until your numbers justify that it's time to come off of them. So the program is so effective at lowering blood sugar and A1C that if you're on some of these really heavy duty, powerful medications, you're going to have no choice but to come off of them. You're going to have to talk to your doctor. We don't give medical advice. We are not doctors. So we will absolutely support you through this and tell you maybe how to talk to your doctor if you're nervous about it. But it is your doctor's job to wean you off of these medications as they see fit. And they're going to do that based on your numbers. So we let your numbers do the talking. We don't want anyone stopping medications prematurely. You stop your medications prematurely, your blood sugar might go up. But if your numbers are coming down, you're going to know that it's time to come off the medications. You're going to have that conversation with your doctor, and they're going to have no choice but to say, hey, I don't know how you're doing it, but clearly you don't need this anymore.
Yeah, we have one of our members. We share all these really fun recipes, and Claudia, she's Latina. She misses a tortilla.
Yeah.
And what did she do? She found the most incredible lower carb. She was like, it hit the spot, Callie. I had 4. It was so good. She was so excited. So this is the thing, is we've got a whole bunch of diverse backgrounds. It's not, not just everyone in the exact same background. And she shared the tortilla recipe, and everyone is so excited about it. I got all the ingredients for it, so I can make it. And so we share all these really fun things. Rice alternatives for those who like rice is a huge part of your culture. We got you, We've got all of these great people sharing all these really fun ethnic recipes. So that's also like a big little fun little bonus to the program.
It really is. We have things that go trending every once in a while.
Yes.
Like on my Zoom call yesterday, we were talking about bone broth because we're going into winter and whatnot. And so now I'm like, oh, bone broth is going to be trending this next week. But yeah, it'll be the Claudia's tortillas the last few days. It's just always something, you guys. Every day there's like probably about a dozen recipes being shared every single day. Some people say, what if I'm underweight or I do not want to lose any more weight? So if you'd like to lower your blood sugar and A1C while maintaining your current body weight, we will happily modify the program to suit your needs. Guys, like I wrote here, a fraction of our members fall under this category and do great. We have a handful of members like John. He's lost so much weight. He's at a point where he needs to maintain. We don't want John losing any more weight. And he's been able to successfully maintain his current weight and feels really good about it. So yeah, there's strategies we implement. We're here to support you and customize the program to suit your needs. Those of you who are wondering, how am I going to lose weight if I'm not watching my calories or portion? Guys, I hope it's clear. It's a game of insulin, okay? Weight loss has way more to do with insulin than it does calories. When insulin's high, we store fat, period. It's physiologically impossible to burn fat when insulin levels are really high. So when insulin is high, we store fat. When insulin is low, we burn fat, period, end stop. Inside the program, we are learning to harness the power of low insulin as often as possible so that you can burn fat and reverse your insulin resistance. No calorie counting, no deprivation, and no portion control is required to do this.
And also, when you do start to do the whole calorie thing, you, 1, are hungry, and 2, it's not sustainable. You don't want to be eating in a calorie deficit, because guess what? If you do it too long, your metabolism slows down. And the minute you start to add more calories, you gain all the weight back. This is the only sustainable thing, is working and manipulating and learning how to use insulin to your benefit.
Exactly. Michael sharing that the link's not working for him. Mike, I just replied to your comment.
Michael might need to maybe clear his cache, cookies, and history, and then copy and paste that URL. Because Michael, it seems to be working for everyone else. And I think all of the coaches have sent you the same link. So maybe try, Michael, clearing that cache, cookies, history, and then copying and pasting this link right here. Or even open up a new window and maybe type it in yourself. And you can kind of read it off and try typing it in. That's what another new member just did to get in as well.
Yeah, or if you're on, for example, if you're on your cell phone, Michael, maybe go hop on your computer, find this Facebook Live and do it that way. Like Katie said, just pull it up on a different device. So if you have a tablet, or maybe if you're on your computer, hop on your cell phone, or try in a different browser. Brandon says, yeah, sometimes it's a finicky, like we have a pop-up blocker enabled that's like blocking our ability to click on these links. So maybe try a different browser or a different device. Michael, we really look forward to having you, and we will make sure we get you enrolled. If you're trying to enroll today, we're going to make sure you get both of those bonuses. So don't you worry if it doesn't work. You guys, if the link is not working for you, email us at hello@MalloryNowak.com. I'm putting it in the chat. If the link is not working for you today and you're trying to get enrolled with those double bonuses, email us and we will get you squared away with both bonuses. I think we're about to call it, guys. So this is truly your very last chance to get enrolled and get both of those bonuses. Let me adjust my screen here. I just dropped the link one last time. Here's your options. Here's your two bonuses. The $150 discount is available until Tuesday at midnight. So you do have time to talk to your spouse and get that discount, or do whatever you need to do to get that discount before Tuesday at midnight. But the bonus month is expiring right now as we're saying goodbye. So if you guys want to get enrolled with both, Mary Ellen, we so look forward to having you. Then go ahead and click the link we are dropping in the chat right now. Here's your options. The best price right now is the one-time payment of $12.49, or you can do the 3-month payment plan. Both are discounted $150 off until Tuesday. You guys, again, I want to be clear because some people don't realize this. The one-time payment is $200 cheaper actually than the 3-month payment plan. So I want to be really clear about that because sometimes people don't do the math on that. Both are discounted right now, but the best price is the one-time pay in full for $12.49 right now. And then without further ado, guys, I think that concludes day 5 of the 5-day challenge. It's been such an honor hanging out with all of you. And honestly, we just love hearing from you guys in the future. When you go back for your A1C, we hear it all the time. I did your 5-day challenge 3 months ago and my A1C, I knocked it out of the park. We can't wait to have you guys come join us again. Stay in touch. And those of you who are joining the program, Linda joined. Linda, congratulations. She said it's not showing the